today we are going to be talking about dialogue journals. And the thing that I really love about dialogue journals is that you can do whatever you want with them. So you could be in your class and you could say, okay guys, I want you to pull out your dialogue journals and write for 15 minutes. Or you can read a story and create prompts that guide their writing, which is what I'm going to be doing today with the book Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. So I'm going to read this book, and then I've created questions, so after they read, the students can respond to them. So I'm going to read a few pages. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. We were all sitting around the big kitchen table. It was Saturday morning, pancake morning. Mom was squeezing oranges for juice, Henry and I were betting on how many pancakes we each could eat, and Grandpa was doing the flipping. Seconds later, something flew through the air, headed towards the kitchen ceiling, and landed right on Henry. After we realized that the flying object was only a pancake, we all laughed, even Grandpa. Breakfast continued quite uneventfully. All the other pancakes landed in the pan, and all of them were eaten, even the one that landed on Henry. That night, touched off by the pancake incident at breakfast, Grandpa told us the best tall tale bedtime story ever. Across an ocean, over lots of huge bumpy mountains, across 3 hot deserts and 1 smaller ocean, there was a tiny town called Chew and Swallow. In most ways, it was very much like any other tiny town. It had a main street lined with stores, houses with trees and gardens around them, a schoolhouse, about 300 people, and some assorted cats and dogs. But there was no food stores in the town of Chew and Swallow. They didn't need any. The sky supplied all the food they could possibly want. The only thing that was really different about Chew and Swallow was its weather. It came 3 times a day at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Everything that everyone ate came from the sky. Whatever the weather served, that's what they ate. But it never rained rain, it never snowed snow, and it never blew just wind. It rained things like soup and juice, it snowed mashed potatoes and green beans, and sometimes the wind blew in storms of hamburgers. And so I'm going to stop there for the sake of time. But obviously in a classroom, you're going to read the whole thing. And so after you read it, you would give students the questions. So you can do as few or as many as you want. I chose 5. And you're not necessarily asking the students to respond to all 5, maybe 1 or 2. But this just gives them a choice in what they want to write about. And so if we were in the classroom, I would have had you guys respond to one of these prompts. However, we're not. So I got my parents to help me do it. And to save time, I had them respond beforehand, and I replied. And so I'm going to read my mom's. She answered the first question, and it says, Dear Miss Robertson, my favorite food is Krispy Kreme donuts. They are so yummy. It is fun to pick out which donuts I want to eat today. I wish they rained from the sky because I would never need to wait for the HTN sign to come on again. Love, Sandy. And so as a response, I said, Dear Sandy, I really love Krispy Kreme donuts too. My most favorite donut is the hot glazed donut. So I'd also enjoy it rain from the sky to avoid the long lines. What is your most favorite donut? It's going to get HTN a family tradition, and if so, what makes it special? I can't wait to hear from you soon. Love, Miss Robertson. So if you'll notice, I pointed out specific statements she said, and I shared information about myself, and I asked questions to help the conversation flow. And then my dad, he also responded, but for sake of time, I'm just going to kind of skim over it. But he answered the 5th question, and then he talked about how he wouldn't want to live there because he really likes cooking, and I tried to include similar concepts, pointing out specific statements, and asking questions and sharing about myself because that's how conversations generally work. So by using stories and prompts, I got to decide kind of what the student shared with me, but you don't always want to do that because the whole point of a dialogue journal is to have a conversation and get to know more. And if it's just them constantly answering questions, it's not going to feel like fun. It's just going to feel like another assignment. So be creative when you do this. The point is to just get to know more about students' struggles and their passions and their experiences so you can create an authentic curriculum from that. Building relationships with students is key in creating a healthy and responsive learning environment, and dialogue journals are a great way to do so when time for face-to-face conversation is limited. I hope that you guys enjoyed learning about dialogue journals and you have some ideas to take with you in the classroom, specifically using literature to create prompts. Thank you guys, and good luck in your classroom endeavors.